You know what no one talks about when they talk about hair growth? The scalp. Not the products, not the length checks, not the regimen that you spent 3 hours researching at midnight, but the actual skin underneath it all. The actual place where your hair grows every single day. And somewhere along the line, we were told to wash it less and protect it by neglecting it. And I adopted this belief for a really long time, and my hair showed it. Now, the rule didn't come from nowhere. Black hair does produce less oil. It is more fragile and does require more intentional care. All of that is true. However, somewhere along the line, handle with care became barely touch it, and that's not the same thing. One is technique, and the other is neglect with a good reason attached to it. And what that looks like in real life is a lot of us are protective styling over a scalp that has not been cleaned in over 3 weeks. And then you're wondering why my hair isn't retaining any length. The style is doing everything right, but the foundation is struggling. And here's what I want you to understand about your scalp. It's skin. It's a living organ with pores, oil glands, dead skin cells accumulating, product buildup, and sweat absorbing from your workouts. And just like your face, in order for it to work properly, it has to be cleansed properly. You would never go 3 weeks without washing your face, but somehow we've been conditioned to think that our scalp is different. So here is what actually changed the way I think about all of this. A new strand takes about 2 weeks to grow from a follicle to the surface. And in those 2 weeks, that hair is soft, it's being formed and shaped by the environment that it's growing in. So if your scalp is congested, inflamed, full of product buildup or follicle buildup, and just hasn't even been cleansed properly, then that new strand of hair is growing in an environment that is already compromised. So it's not just about taking care of the hair you already have. What also matters is preparing the environment that hair is growing in. Now I know exactly what just crossed your mind because it crossed my mind every single wash day. You wash your hair and you look down and there is hair everywhere. It's on your hands, it's in the drain, it's in your fingers. And your immediate response is, washing my hair is taking my hair out. I should stop doing this so often. But here's what's actually happening. Those strands were already done. They were already detached, and washing your hair didn't pull them out, it just gave them somewhere to go. And when you stretch out your washing, trying to hold onto those strands, all you're doing is promoting tangling, you're adding tension to your hair, you're promoting breakage, and then you're wondering why when you wash your hair, the drain looks like a catastrophe. That pile isn't evidence that washing is damaging your hair. It's evidence that your scalp was ready and you just made it wait. So I want to speak to my relaxed girls for a second because this conversation is had always in the natural hair community spaces. However, we are quietly left out. We already know relaxed hair is chemically altered hair. The bond is permanently changed, which means that the hair requires more moisture, more consistency, and more intentional care. And it's the type of hair that you cannot neglect in between your appointments. So I've been washing my hair weekly for a while now. And to be honest, the changes are not that dramatic. It's not that my hair just took off growing like crazy. That's not how this works. What I saw was something quieter. My scalp stopped feeling so irritated in between my wash days. My hairstyles were holding up significantly better because my scalp was cleaner and my ends stopped fighting me as much. Now, when my length actually started moving, it wasn't because of the products I was using. It was because I stopped abandoning my scalp in an effort to protect my hair. These two things are not the same. Your scalp is not your hair. Say it with me. Your scalp is not your hair. Your scalp has its own needs. And when you start treating it that way, everything else will follow. So now we know the strand gets all the attention, but the scalp does all of the real work. Now you know what to do. Happy wash day.